Hey guys, so today we are going to do a few things. The first thing is that I'm going to show you where everything is located so you guys can find it later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here in digital sessions. I'm in our class and it has our class board, which gives us important dates, homework, and our learning target for the day, but we will go over that in just a second. So I'm going to hit digital sessions. You can see I've reorganized this a little bit better than before, so hopefully it's a little bit easier. This was from our first day of school and then our Flipgrid that we did. And then this is our unit, cell structure and function. So everything that we do in regard to that unit will be right here. So here is everything that we've done thus far. I've even made our Unit 1 vocabulary into a digital session, and all those vocabulary resources are right there for you. So you don't have to go back into the original lesson that we did to find those. So let's go back, and today we're going to talk about the types of cells. So I'm going to click here, and I will change that date in a second. And I'm going to click on our types of cell notes and hit download, and so you guys can have this open while we work today. Alright, if you are unable to download this document, you are more than welcome to just write the notes down. That's perfectly fine. Just have the sheet pulled up and you can write the notes down on your own paper. Okay, or you can print it out, whatever works for you. Okay, so here we go. Makeshift fill out our notes here. Alright, so today is September 3rd. Remember, your vocabulary quiz will be open next week from Tuesday until Friday. Your homework is to complete your vocab work located in Unit 1 Vocabulary Digital Session. And your learning target today, learn to identify the types of cells by writing notes and illustrating cell types in a graphic organizer, which is what we're going to do here. Okay, so to begin, all cells share 4 common components. They all have a plasma membrane, which is that outer covering that separates the cell's insides from its surrounding environment. The cytoplasm, that's that jelly-like substance that holds all the organelles in place and gives the cell its shape. The DNA, the genetic material of the cell, and the ribosomes, where protein synthesis occurs. Alright, so that's what we would fill in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so what are the 2 types of cells? And they are prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And that's what will go right here, pro and eu. So let's dive in a little more and talk about our eukaryotes. Okay, our types of eukaryotic cells are plant cells, animal cells, and humans. Okay, plant cells, animal cells, and humans. Then we have the size of a eukaryotic cell. Alright, they are the largest cells, although we still need a light microscope to see them. They are approximately 10 to 100 micrometers. So let's look right here. This image gives us an example. Okay, these are all the things that we can see with the naked eye. Alright, we can see the adult, we can see an ostrich egg, a chicken egg, a frog egg, a human egg, but we can't quite see our cells with our naked eye. Okay, they are just right beyond our reach. So if you were to describe them, you would describe them as the largest cells. Okay, multicellular or unicellular. Okay, most eukaryotes are multicellular. That means that they use many cells to carry out all of the necessary life functions. Okay, so I want you to think about the human body. In our human body, we have blood cells, we have brain cells, we have skin cells, and each of them do a different job. They have different function, okay, but they all work together to keep us alive, right? And so that's what I want you to think about when you think about eukaryotes. They're many cells that carry out the necessary life functions. Okay, so moving on to membrane-bound organelles. Okay, so it's asking us which membrane-bound organelles do eukaryotic cells have? All right, so it says right here that they have a nucleus, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, vacuoles, lysosomes, mitochondria, and in plant cells they have chloroplast. So when it's talking about membrane-bound organelles, that means that these specific organelles are surrounded by a membrane. It allows organelles within the cell to control what enters and leaves it by using a permeable membrane. So to answer this question, you would just fill in that box with these organelles. All right, so we need to give examples of eukaryotic cells. So we have humans are examples, animals, and yeast is an example. All right, so now we're going to talk specifically about eukaryotic cell organelles and their function. And I told you on Monday and Tuesday, I said I'm not jipping you. You are going to get to know what each function and cell part does and works together to do. So that's what we're going to learn about today and right now. So the cell membrane, its nickname is the security guard, okay? It is the protective barrier that encloses all cells and holds the cell together. Now both prokaryotes and eukaryotes have a cell membrane, okay? Then we have the cell wall. Its nickname, it says you try and come up with a nickname. So let's see what you come up with. So its function is to provide support and protection to the cell membrane. It is the rigid outer layer of plant cells that provides support and found outside the cell membrane in plant cells. So it's not in animal cells. We have chloroplast. The nickname is the chef. The function is that it traps energy from the sun to produce food for the plant cell. It's the size of photosynthesis. It is only found in plant cells. Green in color because of chlorophyll, which is a green pigment. Okay, cytoplasm. The nickname, you try and come up with a nickname. What does it do? We've talked about it a few times. The function, the syrup-like liquid that surrounds and protects the organelles inside the cell, found in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. All right, the cytoskeleton, the nickname for it is the backbone. The function is the web of proteins in the cytoplasm that provides support, shape, and helps with the movement. All right, the endoplasmic reticulum, ER, nickname roads or highways. The function is the internal delivery and transportation system of the cell. Transports proteins to the Golgi complex. Let me fix that. Rough ER has ribosomes, produces proteins. Remember, it has the polka dots, the ribosomes. And the smooth ER has no ribosomes. It kind of looks like coral, and it produces lipids. All right, the Golgi complex. The nickname is the shippers or postal service. The function is that it receives protein transports from the ER, packages, modifies, and distributes material to different locations, both inside and outside the cell. Excuse me. The appearance is like a stack of pancakes. The mitochondria is called the powerhouse of the cell. It is the energy formation, the main power source of the cell. It's the site where cellular respiration occurs. It breaks down food to make ATP, and ATP is the major fuel for all cell activities that require energy. Okay, the nucleus. The nickname is a control center. It's like the brain of the cell. The function is large, usually centered organelle that holds the DNA. Parts, it has a nucleolus, which is a dark spot in the middle of the nucleus that helps make ribosomes. The ribosomes, the nickname is the construction workers. The function, the smallest of all organelles, it makes proteins. Found in all cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic in the cytoplasm, eukaryotic on the rough ER. Lysosomes, they're circular but bigger than ribosomes. The nickname is the cleanup crew. They're like Lysol, clean up, get rid of germs. The function is to break down food into particles the rest of the cell can use and to destroy old cells. So it's cleaning up. Vacuoles, the nickname is the storage building. Said they kind of look like a glob, or where they're a glob that stores water and other materials. It's found in both plant and animal cells. You have a large central vacuole in plants and a smaller vacuole in animal cells. All right, so it's very large in plant cells and it's pretty tiny in an animal cell. So now let's take a closer look at prokaryotes, which is our second type of cell. Okay, this is what it looks like. Of the types of prokaryotic cells are bacteria and archaea. So we have E. coli bacteria through a colorized scan, that's what it looks like. And we have archaea under a microscope, it's a microorganism. Okay, prokaryotes, they are much smaller than a eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotes are approximately 0.1 to 5.0 micrometers small. So here they are, they're much, much smaller than our plant and animal cells. And we already can't see plant and animal cells with our eyes. Okay. Then unicellular organism means one cell. So prokaryotic cell contain only one cell, and they are a unicellular organism. This one cell, carries out all the functions needed by the organism. Okay, and to answer this question right here, compared to eukaryotic cells, which is bigger, prokaryotic or eukaryotic? Yes, it is eukaryotic. They are bigger. Okay, so let's check this next slide out. Do prokaryotic cells have membrane-bound organelles? Okay, no, they do not. So I'd put no. What does a prokaryotic cell have inside of them? Well, they have a cell membrane, DNA, cytoplasm, and ribosomes. Some prokaryotes have a cell wall, but not all of them. So how do they move around? They use their tail to move around. The scientific term for tail is flagellum. And where do prokaryotic cells store their DNA if they don't have a nucleus? So prokaryotes do not have a nucleus. Their DNA floats around the cell in the cytoplasm. The DNA is a genetic material that helps the cell grow, survive, and reproduce. Okay, so that'll be all for today.